Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. I think things are finally beginning to move in the National Herald fraud case, and I just wanted to give you an update and also walk you through some of the things that happened, because this case, strangely enough, started in 2012, and I'm going to kind of give you a rapid history of how the case progressed while the UPA was still in power, and then how there was a break in 2015, sometime December, when Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi had to take bail with sureties given by other people. So I'm going to first go back to 2012. What happened? Well, Dr. Subramanian Swamy was the one who moved this case, and he needed to start at the lowest level, which was the Patiala court. Turned out that it was very close to where he lived, and this case being involving the two supreme power people at that point of time, which is Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, no judge in the Patiala court wanted to even touch it. Well, it then fell in the lap of the junior most judge. Her name is Miss Gomti Manocha. And Sachinji, if you could take a look at my email I sent you with a link to her picture, maybe you can get a better picture, we can put it up. And she was given the job of looking at this case. Well, very bright judge, very upright, and I guess she saw through the whole thing, the criminal conspiracy of how AJL, Associate Journals Limited, let's take a look at our picture. This is Miss Gomti Manocha. How they basically, zeroed out the shares of all the people, freedom fighters who had put in their money. There were going to be 3 different language newspapers in 1931 that it started, and there were going to be 3 language newspapers, Urdu, Hindi and English, National Herald being the English version, and how all the people's shares were completely swallowed. It was a criminal case because they basically zeroed out everybody just because they could. And they essentially, took the whole controlling interest through a new company that they created called Young Indian. Young Indian, the capital that was put in also was dubious, and that also is another case of money laundering. So what you are seeing today, that ED giving the notice, is just a tip of the iceberg. So Judge Manocha ruled, and it was that time that they had to basically come to the court one day on the day of judgment, and she said that you have to post surety. And I think A.K. Anthony posted surety for Sonia Gandhi, and Priyanka Vadra, or Priyanka Gandhi, whichever way you want to call it, posted surety for Rahul Gandhi in case they go absconding as the case progressed. These were the people who will be held responsible. So that is how that case went. From there, they of course challenged it in High Court, and in High Court they had a surprise coming their way. I don't remember the first name is last name. I don't remember the first name. His last name I think is Gaur, G-A-U-R, Sunil Gaur or something like that. I could be wrong. December 2015. And everyone, including me, I was actually at that time sitting in the office of Professor R. Vaidyanathan. He was still faculty at IIM Bangalore, and we both are laughing, saying that, okay, they are going to say there is nothing wrong in this case. And see, the case got escalated from Patiala Court to Delhi High Court. We thought there's nothing going to happen here. I think it's Sunil Gaur, if I remember, G-A-U-R. If you could pull up that picture also. Judge Sunil Gaur. We were laughing because Sunil Gaur's father was a congressman from Punjab. He said, oh man, this is all internal connection. Nothing is going to happen. This man is going to make the entire case go away. But surprise, surprise, Sunil Gaur came down with a very, very hard judgment. In fact, that judgment makes it almost impossible for the mother-son duo to escape. By the way, there's also information that I'm going to share with you here that talks about this one. Yes, this is the person, Sunil Gaur. And all this stuff, If you buy my book, the book has chapters, but the chapters are year-wise. It starts in 2012 and is an innocuous question by journalist 𝗤𝗍𝗏 to Rahul Gandhi. Now that you have started this new company, are you going to start a newspaper? And he said, no, Young Indian is not going to publish anything. So the man said the whole thing. It's a written record that they never intended to publish anything. So big trouble. They have ruined it for themselves by making all these statements. And then the case is still meandering. Of course, they are trying every delay tactic in the book, and they've gone here, they've gone there, they have tried to put all sorts of roadblocks in it. And in some cases, there were some slowdown by the Modi government lawyers also. Unfortunate, but that's what happened. I have to say the truth the way I see it. Okay, now let's go back to what happened yesterday. Let's have the slide deck, please. I hope you all are liking this video, because this is, I think, the first time I'm going to give you like a full picture of what is going on and how the role of Priyanka Gandhi also comes in, even though she has not been charge sheeted. But I think just looking at one slide, one line item, I'll tell you predicate offense, they call it, why she will also get pulled in. Let's first take a look at what happened to Robert Vadra, because that's a slightly different case, but again, that is also land grab case. In that way, National Herald and this were both land grabs. So let's take a look at the next slide, please. Robert Vadra was also questioned by ED in connection with the 2008 Gurugram land deal involving Skylight Hospitality. Vadra walked from his Delhi residence to ED office. This is a funny thing. If somebody wants sympathy, they'll call up all the press and see, oh, look, he's being, political vendettaized, and look, he is going to walk to the thing to make a statement. This started a few years ago. I think my good friend, what's his name? Republic TV, Arunabh Goswami also did the same thing. So all these things are to try and garner sympathy. I don't know if you got it or not, but in the UPA days, people used to jokingly call Haryana as Vadra Pradesh, because there were so many deals that he had where somebody will sell it to him, sell land to him at below cost, and then he'll sit on it for a few months, turn around and sell it for multipliers of 10x, 20x, 100x. This is how the guy made his money. So this is again a beginning and not the end, and many more are going to come. So this is as far as Mr. Robert Vadra is concerned. He has his own track running of land grab. Now let's take a look at what really happened. 2008, Skylight Hospitality, with Vadra as a former director, purchased 3.5 acres of land in Shikopur from Omkareshwar Properties for 7.5 crores. In 2012, 4 years later, the land was sold to DLF for 58 crores, 7.5 to 58 crores. By the way, take a look at some of the other transactions involving DLF. A lot of things will come out. And who was the chief minister in Haryana at that time? 𝗤𝗓𝗏 𝗔𝗠𝗏, who almost became chief minister again. His wife, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, was also a director in the company at that time. By the way, Priyanka got off easy. She had multiple director IDs, and as per Indian constitution, you can only have one director ID. I think she had 3 DINs. 3 director ID numbers, and the large-hearted man that Jaitley was, he told her to just cancel 2 and keep 1, and he said, it's okay. That is also a crime. Just like Mr. Rahul Gandhi is continuing to carry around with him 2 Indian passports, one in the name of Rahul Gandhi, another one in the name of Rahul Vinci. Next, go to the next one, please. Okay, so how did this come to light? There is this upright officer called Ashok Khemka. I think he may have the Guinness Book of Records for the largest number of transfers done to an administrative officer, IAS officer, because he has been transferred left, right, and center. And he cancelled the mutation of the land in 2012, citing violations of the State Consolidation Act. Of course, he got transferred. An FIR was filed in 2018, that was during BJP time. ED's charge sheet in 2023 linked Vadra and Priyanka to Remember I told you there are other deals, other land deals in Amirpur, Faridabad involving real estate agent 𝗟𝗡𝗚𝗍𝗏. See, the story is that DLF may be one of those people who may be handling the Gandhi money. I mean, I have no proof for this. Of course, DLF will deny it outright. Again, these are all people, talking about it in dinner conversations, that this is a front and so on and so forth. I don't know, guys. I'm just telling you, but at least we know one case where these guys are involved. Vadra and Priyanka allegedly bought and resold land to Pawa, some transactions partially unpaid. ED linked Vadra to UAE-based businessman 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗏. He is actually called 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗏, even though 𝗐𝗍 𝗘𝗏 nobody will recognize him, and arms dealer linked Sumit Chadda. Investigations under PMLA are ongoing. Look, 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗏 is definitely a binami for the Gandhi family. There are many articles about this in P Gurus. Do look at KALLU. Kallu in Malayalam means liquor, country-made liquor, and Kallu is, I think it's also the same in many southern languages. It is in India, country-made liquor. Anyway, so take a look at that. That guy is also involved in some cases. I don't know when those will see the light of day. Next one, please. Okay, now let's come to the main case, National Herald case. Remember, I still have one more thing. This is the case, what happened in ED's action now and so on and so forth, but there is also the involvement of Priyanka that I'll come to towards the end. I hope you all have liked this video. This is a good one from Maithili. DLF can be named as Delhi land fraud. On April 9th, 2025, the Enforcement Directorate filed a charge sheet under Section 3 and 4 of Prevention of Money Laundering Act against Sonia Gandhi, named as the first accused, Rahul Gandhi, and young Indian director Sam Pitroda and Suman Dubey. I think these are the ones who are alive. Oscar Fernandez, Motilal Vora, they've all passed on. So, Special Judge Vishal Gogne to consider cognizance on April 25th, 2025. So this is the special judge because they constituted special courts to try out the crimes of politicians. In this case, both of them are politicians, the members of parliament, Sonia being a Rajya Sabha member and Rahul Gandhi being a Lok Sabha member. So that's why I think this is being tried in the special court. The court asked ED to submit case diaries and digital copies of the documents. You know what? I always joke with Dr. Swami that we should throw the book to everybody who wants to know about all the different case diaries and digital copies, because my book, National Herald Frauds, diligently details every little thing that was done. These people wanted to own the country, guys. This is not, National Herald had properties all over the country. Everything has been swaha, has been completely gobbled up by them, and I can tell you this one case, if it is taken to the logical conclusion, is enough to finish the Gandhi family. On April 12th, ED issued possession notice of National Herald's office buildings in Delhi, Mumbai and Lucknow. The Mumbai building is very, very, I mean, it's worth a lot of money. It's in prime location. Again, that article is available in P Gurus, and it's also captured in the book National Herald Frauds. The books are selling fast. If you haven't bought your copy, you may want to buy it, because in my opinion, if this case goes to its logical end, that's all you need. You don't, because it's a criminal case, and criminal cases are, the penalties are much stiffer. It's a money laundering, and it's cheating of the worst kind. I mean, 𝗏𝗏, he should be jumping up and down. His grandfather was a shareholder, the man who retired as Supreme Court judge. Mallikarjun 𝗏𝗏, I don't remember his first name. You know, his grandfather also had some shares in it. Anyway, so 12th, they took possession notice of National Herald's office buildings in Delhi, Mumbai and Lucknow, and there, I think there's some in Bhopal. There may be other things also. Let's take a look, wait for that, and it'll all come out, because it's been a while since I wrote this book. The book was written in 2021. Where did it all begin? Well, the case originated from a private complaint by BJP's Subramanian Swamy in 2014. It involves the takeover of Associate Journals Limited, which published the National Herald, by Young Indian Private Limited. There were two other things, 𝗠𝗎𝗓 Awaaz and I'm not remembering the Hindi newspaper title. Okay, so Sonia and Rahul each hold 38% in Young Indian. 38%. That means together that becomes 76%. Young Indian allegedly acquired properties worth 2,000 crores from AJL for just rupees 50 lakh. That itself is a ghotala. That itself is a ghotala. And then on that, compounding that, the Congress party gave a loan which is itself illegal. Political parties cannot give loans for business purposes. I mean, this thing, I'm telling you guys, this case alone can cook the goose. Everything done and dusted. Let's see how this goes. I mean, I'm at least enthusiastic that this time something is happening. Enforcement Directorate has more powers now. The Supreme Court has given them more powers. So I don't think they can shake themselves out of this. They can thump their chest and say that this is political vendetta. You can say it, scream it for all you care. The data is there. And I think the book, again, like I said, National Herald Frauds, I stopped at, I think, 2021. So 3-4 years, I haven't updated it. I haven't come out with the second edition of the book. I might do it if there is any interesting new developments in the case. But let's at least, that's still pretty up to date, because after that, it has just been, postponement, sometimes deliberately on one plaintiff or the defendant, because, this is how systems work. There are some bent judges. I have no qualms in saying that. I'm not going to name. But, then you have to pause till that person moves out of that case docket and then go with the next one and so on and so forth. These are games that one has to play. Next one, please. So, in the ED notice, it claimed that further proceeds of crime were generated through 18 crores in bogus donations, 38 crores in bogus advance rent, and 29 crores in bogus advertisements. Investigations began in 2021 after court cognizance in 2014. Upheld by both Delhi High Court and Supreme Court. So all the appeals, everything has been now done. ED moved to consolidate the trial of predicate offences under CBI and PLMA offences. Understand what predicate offences means. Predicate offences means anything else that might arouse out of these investigations, those also might be reported at the time of trial. And one such thing, in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm going to tell you what else happened. And let's go to the next slide, because that's where Priyanka Gandhi's role comes in. Now, remember I told you that Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi had 38% each. That means 76%. The remaining 24% also the Gandhis wanted to acquire. And those were, I believe, with Motilal Vora and Oscar Fernandez, if I remember correctly. And they were alive, and at that time, they did this insider track route to try and get those 24% shares also by using their trusts called Ratandeep Trust and Janhit Nidhi Trust. Okay, one of them has Rahul Gandhi in it, the other one has Priyanka Gandhi Vadra in it. And I believe that the Janhit Nidhi Trust is the one which has Priyanka's name, and that has 262,411 shares of Young Indian. So essentially, they gobbled up the entire company amongst themselves now. And this could be, in my book, in my opinion, in my judgment, I am not a lawyer. I have to put all these things because I don't want to be caught saying that, look, you said it and it didn't happen. That this could be one of the predicate offenses. There are many such things. And you also know about the income they got from giving out Herald House that to the income tax office, if I remember correctly, or passport office, something like that. and that also was there are other issues like that. So this is completely captured in page 249 of my book, National Herald Frauds, and you have all this information. You read that thing, it feels like a novel. I'm telling you, it feels like a novel because they tried every trick in the book. They tried Abhishek Manu Singhvi as their lawyer. They tried Chidambaram as their lawyer. I think they may even have tried Jethmalani. I don't even remember because it's so long ago. And Ayaram, Gayaram, this lawyer, that lawyer, this judge, that judge. Everything they have tried. Okay, Arvind Satish Kumar says, Kallu in English is called toddy. In Kerala, toddy is extracted from flowers of coconut and palm trees. Toddy contains 4% natural alcohol and nutrition. Yeah, it is supposed to be good for health too. I mean, not that I'm saying you should drink it, but Kallu is at least harmless. Let me put it that way. All right, let's take a few questions if there are any. Venkatraman wants to know, sir, one request with the audience stop extraction and questions that Shekhar-ji gets. Why not have a fortnightly session only for Q&A? Good idea. Let's see how it goes. I have to check his time. Next one, please. रोहन शाह wants to know, sir, गांधी परिवार कब देश को छोड़ रहा है? अब कांग्रेस के लिए कुछ नहीं बचा है देश में. Congress has already proven that it is anti-social and pro-Pakistani political party for our country, isn't it? Well, Rohanji, why do you want them to leave? Then who will go to jail for all the sins committed? Don't you know the saga of Lalit Modi? Do you know why he left India in a hurry? Come on. Look at the exclusive content. You have to download 𝗖𝗏𝗏's app, and if you download 𝗖𝗏𝗏's app today, you will see it on the front landing page called exclusive videos. There is one about the genius of Amit Shah. Take a look at that video. You'll understand why Lalit Modi fled the country. Harsha Rao wants to know, Sree Subramanian Swamy is tweeting that the suit requires first arrest of Sonia and Rahul and then file charge sheet. Is Bengal violence anything to do with this ED filing, stoking Bengal violence? Harsha Rao ji, he is the petitioner and he would have done his homework. And I'm not a lawyer. I can't comment on whether they should have been arrested and then file charge sheet. People who are lawyers, practicing lawyers, should probably weigh in. Hopefully, some of you who watch this thing, who happen to be criminal lawyers and who also are handling ED cases, can weigh in by way of comments. Kushanand Keshav wants to know, Sree, I don't think it will come to a logical end. Congress is capable of turning the tables. Congress is threatening to take it to street. In fact, today they are supposed to be on the street. As a matter of fact, you bring up an interesting observation, Kushanandji. See, after the first set of judgments, right, they were going through some other things, some appeals were going on. And I happened to be with Dr. Swamy for one of those appeals in the same Patiala court under a different judge. And Dr. Swamy was showing me, this is where Dr. Manmohan Singh sat. This is where Priyanka was sitting. In fact, the picture in the front that of the book, that I have actually recaptured the sitting positions, how they were seated, who were sitting, and so on and so forth. The thing I'm trying to say is that when I was there at that time, you could see that they were trying to, go to the streets even that day, and it is believed that the BJP government, by the time their government was in power, had told Swamy, allow them bail, because it was his prerogative. He could have said no bail for Sonia and Rahul Gandhi at that time itself. In the Patiala court, they could have been arrested that day because they were not sure what kind of street violence could happen. Remember, this was 2014, within a few months of BJP coming to power. And I think they didn't want to risk it. And I think that's why, he didn't tell me he did it for this reason alone, but that's why he said, okay, I will allow them to take bail. By the way, the bail, I think there's an assumption that they are not supposed to leave the country, and they have been leaving the country. So I think, again, I'm not a lawyer, I think he can petition to the same court and say, I withdraw the bail, arrest them today. I think that's possible. Look, I'm not a lawyer, again. But see, if somebody gives permission, then that person can take back that permission also. So today they have said that they are going to have protests around the whole country and all that stuff. We'll see how many people show up. Next one, please. E wants to know, what is the point here? 𝗓𝐶 is under INC's thumb. They'll appeal and come out on bail saying they are star campaigners. The only problem is Raga can't be PM if they win. Vadra can be. What is the point? What do you mean, what is the point? ED has actually attached their assets. Do you know, E, that I still remember even in middle of 2015, I made a lot of noise. Professor RV made a lot of noise. Dr. Swami made a lot of noise, because if you went to any airport like Bangalore, for example, you will see a big list. I think that list itself has been taken down now because I don't see it anymore. Those days, the airports were still smaller, and they'll say the following people will not be frisked. One of the names was Robert Vadra. What is his qualification? I mean, the people who were not frisked were the President of India, Vice President of India, Prime Minister of India, people like that. So, I mean, do you think anybody could have touched them even? If you remember, in 2012, this guy had opened a new gym, Robert Vadra. And a reporter went and asked him a question, and the guy turns around and says, "Are you serious? Like, how dare you even ask me a question?" This kind of entitlement is very common in Delhi, boys. I mean, this is, yes. So that they have been able to attach. This is slow drip, Chinese torture treatment, and it is drip, drip, drip. Just when you think no more drops, one more drop comes and hits you at the neck, and it feels very cold. Okay, 𝗓𝗏𝗏 Karta wants to know, can the Gandhis be arrested? How long can they be in prison? Well, money laundering carries up to, I think, 7 years. So we'll see. We'll see. Next one, please. Ramesh Magadi wants to know, with so much of clout of Gandhis in the courts and media, will they ever get convicted? Why not, Ramesh? You know that the 2G licenses were cancelled when the UPA was in power, right? They had everything, and yet the judges were forced to rule in a certain way. It is how you move the chess pieces. Dr. Swami knows exactly how these people play this chess. I mean, he is 3-4 moves ahead of them. This is slow death. They were just slowing it down, fearing some other consequences. And I think now the Modi government feels emboldened that they have enough now gravitas in this case that they can actually move forward. This was just a sense of timing. This was just timing. I don't think they ever wanted to let them off. They were just waiting for the right time. Maithili wants to know, will this case ever go to its logical conclusion with all the powers of Delhi family with their powerful lawyers? I think those things are, gone. Next one, please. Yashoda Rao wants to know, how long and how far people's patience tested without any results for wrongdoings of politics. Sad but true. 2G scam, CWG scam, Bofors, Augusta Westland, list is long. Yashoda ji, remember one thing. The politicians who are committing the crime, they cover themselves up in every way, whether it is police or IAS officers or laws sometimes passed to allow them to escape. And they also appoint members of the judiciary who owe them. They have what I would call CDs. Nowadays, maybe thumb drives. Who knows? They have enough incriminating evidence so that they can make them jump up and down. But again, that's why I say that, see, if you play chess, if you are a chess player and if you are at a certain level of, expertise, then you can tell the other player that no matter what piece you move, I'll checkmate you in 4 moves. That is he has got the lay of the land, so to say. I mean, something like that has to be done. That is why the 2G case, the Supreme Court judges were forced to cancel the licenses. Overwhelming evidence, let's say. Suresh Narayan wants to know, sir, there are so many cases against them. Why this sequential delay? I think that's what I said, right? It's timed. They had to time it right, and without having any kind of forceful feedback or pushback. See, India is in this crazy every 6 months the state assembly election. This needs to stop. One nation, one poll has to happen. Unfortunately, now the numbers are not there. So I don't know how much further that can is going to be kicked down the road. This is why you need it. Trade wants to know why central authorities are not being able to build a foolproof case against culprits. They come out bailing themselves with a whisker. Well, Chidambaram did go to jail for 106 days, right? Karti Chidambaram went. And this is just a matter of time. He was a home minister. I mean, P. Chidambaram was a home minister. So you do know, I mean, they do act, they do take these steps. It's just timing. Why did they do at that time against Chidambaram? Maybe they thought that he was completely defanged, and maybe now the Modi government thinks that the Gandhi family is defanged. Any other questions? And I think that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Today evening, we'll be back with more programming. Namaskar.